What's up, guys? We're back today with another video. As you guys can tell by the topic, this is a message for Stephen Ross. Let's get into it. But before we get into the video, I wanted to announce that when we hit 500 subscribers, we are going to be doing a jersey giveaway. Doesn't matter if you're a Dolphins fan, doesn't matter whether you like the Dolphins, hate the Dolphins, you could be a fan of any team. But the thing is one thing about the jersey giveaways, we're going to wait towards the end of the season if we hit 500 subscribers before that. Just because I know as a Dolphins fan, and if some of you are fans of other teams that aren't doing well, I don't even know whose jersey to buy. I would maybe buy Achan's jersey, but what if we trade Achan? And if you guys are in the same position, I wouldn't want a jersey of a guy who's going to be traded later on down the road. So end of the year, when we hit 500 subscribers, we'll make that announcement, and I will be sending a jersey of your favorite player from your favorite team to your house. The Dolphins were 1-5, and there's no way around that. I mean, maybe other than the Jets were the worst team in football. I think we would beat the Jets at the end of the year. They just look truly dysfunctional, even more dysfunctional than this offense and this defense. But this video is meant for Stephen Ross and the things that need to be done. Number one is fire Chris Grier. Chris Grier has been a part of the Miami Dolphins in some way, shape, or form since 2000. It is 2025. October 13th, 2025, and what have we done since 2000? Nothing at all. We haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Chris Grier has been part of this organization for that long, and then in 2016, you make him the general manager of the football team. Since Chris Grier has been the general manager, he has not hit on multiple draft picks. Yeah, you can pick here and there, but how many of those guys are actually still not in the NFL, but how many of those guys actually still play on the Dolphins? And what have you done in free agency to help this team? Stephen Ross, you are a billionaire, real estate billionaire, commercial developer. If you gave a guy hundreds of millions of dollars and said, go make this right for me, for your real estate or development company, whatever you do, and this guy, after 8 years, returns nothing and wastes all of your money, he would be fired. But why haven't you fired Chris Grier? Well, there is a reason why you haven't fired Chris Grier yet, and there is a reason why you won't fire Chris Grier, but we're going to get into that in another video. But the thing is you have to listen to your fan base. Chris Grier has shown you nothing where he can be a competent GM in the NFL. He does not make the right trades. He blows everything away for a certain player, Tyreek Hill. Don't get me wrong, Tyreek Hill is an incredible talent. I was so happy when Tyreek Hill came to Miami. But look, where we put all of our eggs in one basket for 2022 and 2023. Here we are in 2025 looking at another rebuild. I mean, if you're Stephen Ross and you've dumped all this money into this team and you've given this guy so many chances, when is enough for you to fire him? And then when you hire Adam Gase, you say, oh, he's going to bring us to many, many Super Bowls, but he doesn't do anything. Clearly, whoever is finding you these coaches, whoever you have in your office around you, does not know what they're doing, and they're feeding you false information, a.k.a. Chris Grier. But the thing is you don't care about this team. You don't care whether they win or lose. All you care about is money. Any owner would care if there were literally banners flying around their stadium telling you to fire the general manager and fire the head coach, but yet you do nothing. Now, looking at this report from Ian Rappaport, let me read you guys what he said. Quote, from my understanding, it would take something significant for the Miami Dolphins to move on from the head coach. They just extended a head coach that Stephen Ross really likes and believes in. The Dolphins want this to work and believe that it will work. Something significant? 1-5 is not significant enough for you. There's no real big excuses that you can make. Okay, we lost Tyreek Hill. I understand maybe in previous years when you're saying, okay, we lost Tua for the season, we're going to suck now because we have Skylar Thompson playing in these games, or whoever was filling in at quarterback, because it was just a circus of quarterbacks at the time, Tyler Huntley. But now, yeah, you lose Tyreek Hill, but you still have threats on the offense. You still have Devon Achane. You still have Jalen Waddle. You still have Darren Waller. There are no excuses for being 1-5 right now, and you see people all over social media saying, I'm going to cancel my season tickets. And if that's what it takes for them to listen, don't go to any of these games anymore. Don't buy their jerseys. Don't re-up your season tickets. Don't buy tickets to these games, because clearly all Stephen Ross cares about at the end of the day is money. Now, looking at the quote that I just read, he's something, like I said, something significant would have to happen for them to move on. They just extended him, someone who Stephen Ross really likes and believes in. What has he shown you that you believe in him? 2023? Was that it? Is that what you believe in? Do you think you're going to get back to 2023? Do you think the Miami Dolphins of 2023 are going to reemerge this week or next year? No. You need to sell the team. I understand you want to give it to your daughters, and no one knows a singular thing about your daughters. The 2023 Miami Dolphins were the worst thing to happen to this organization, I'll say it. It gave everyone false hope. It gave our senile owner false hope. You need to sell this team. Just because you like your head coach, maybe just because you get along with your head coach, does not make him a good head coach. Look at your locker room. This thing is going to blow up, and I hope everyone watching this right now understands, when this thing blows up, grab your popcorn. I mean, go watch my short that I just posted of what Aaron Brewer said. Things that happened in this team need to stay in this team regarding what Tua said in the presser yesterday. Players leaving, calling this team soft. Just wait. When this thing blows up, because it will blow up, just grab your popcorn and wait. Stephen Ross and this organization holds on to something that happened 53 years ago like their life depends on it. Like I've said in previous videos, like I've said on Twitter, great for the 72 Dolphins team. It is 2025. We need to move on. This team sucks. This organization as a whole is terrible. Someone commented on one of my shorts saying that this franchise is in poverty based on how much money it's worth, which that's not the case whatsoever. The only reason why this franchise is worth anything is because of the F1 track and because of the Miami Open. But poverty franchises do not develop players. And the Miami Dolphins are known to get players, not develop them, and then go ship them off, and they'll turn into greats. And honestly, if that's what happens with Tua, if we end up moving on from Tua in the next 2 years or so, man, if Tua goes somewhere else and becomes an all-pro quarterback, all you can do is laugh. Stephen Ross doesn't care about how you and I feel. He doesn't. He doesn't care about the team getting booed off the field. I mean, did you see the picture of him yesterday? He came down from his box and was standing on the sideline and watched the pass to Ladd McConkey that was supposed to be a sack, 2, should have been a 4-yard gain, but took it 40 yards into field goal range. He came down on the field to celebrate and watch that from the sideline and just walked off. And here we are sitting here on Monday when the Titans just fired their head coach. The Miami Dolphins aren't going to do anything. So if you're sitting here and you're refreshing your phone and waiting to see breaking news, Mike McDaniel has been fired, breaking news, Dolphins general manager is out, keep waiting. It's not going to happen. I'm going to make a video on why Chris Greer isn't going to get fired for a while. There's outlying factors in the Chris Greer situation, but Stephen Ross likes McDaniel. He doesn't care about whether we're winning right now. He believes that Mike McDaniel can turn this around. But Stephen Ross, man, sell the team. You clearly don't know what you're doing. You spend most of your days in New York. You don't even live in Florida. You don't live in the Miami area. You don't live in South Florida. You have a house in Palm Beach, but most of your time is spent in New York. Sell the team. This franchise doesn't care, and that's all it comes down to. I mean, as fans, we put our money into this team. We go to the games. We buy the jerseys. We're spending hundreds of dollars on a ticket. Even if you sit up top, there are some tickets that could be going for a couple $100, but realistically, let's say you're spending $50 per person on a ticket to sit in the 300 section, but then you're spending $15 on 2 chicken tenders and $20 on a drink, and then you have to spend $100-something in parking. You're spending so much money to go there and support the team that does not care about winning at all. But like I said, nothing's going to change This is a two-headed snake here, even a three-headed snake. It's Ross and Greer. Maybe it's a two-headed snake. It's Ross and Greer. Those are those two heads with the big, venom sacs in their cheeks. And then the body of it is the rest of the organization. And let's not count Garfinkel out of this either. He's a CEO. He's also calling these shots here. He's the body of the snake, and it runs down here. And I know a lot of people will say, like, oh, what about Dan Marino? Dan Marino's in that front office too. So he's calling these shots, whether you guys know it or not. He's going to them, they're going to him. He's in all those boxes with all them. If he's upset, they'll listen too. But they won't listen to us. They're not going to listen to your favorite YouTuber. They're not going to listen to these beat reporters. They do not care. Moral of this video is Stephen Ross doesn't care about you, doesn't care about me, doesn't care about winning, only cares about money. So if you want changes to be made, you got to hit them where it hurts, and that's in the pockets. Don't buy the jerseys. Don't buy the tickets. Don't go to these games. Keep flying those banners around the field. Always cheer for the Dolphins. I see some people jumping ship saying, oh, I'm going to go to Tampa. I'm going to do this. I've been a Dolphin fan for 30 years. Given this is probably the worst season, I would say this is worse than my first memory being a Dolphins fan is when I was 5 years old. Yeah, 2007. My first memory was going 1-15. But if you look at the talent here, this team should not be 1-5. It's just, it's so bad. It's so poorly placed together. The front office is terrible. The whole team is terrible. From the last player on the practice squad to the owner. You got to burn it all to the ground. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't buy their stuff. Don't go to the games. Don't buy their jerseys. We got to boycott this team because they do not care.